hopefully there will be many more. And all I need is a nice cutting board. So we're gonna use this cutting board. And I just bought this. This is a Good Cook like vegetable picker upper, so you can pick up vegetables and these onions. And what the hack is, it is simply this: freezing your veggies, especially veggies like onions that you really only use for like flavor. Of course, you could use onions to put on like a hamburger or something, but you really, the only real reason I use onions is to capture that flavor, that aroma, and we basically just want to chop and cut onions, slice onions. So I've got a nice self-sharpening knife here. This is a Edge Keeper, the Faberware Edge Keeper knife. It has its own sharpener supposedly. And when I say supposedly, I say that because I don't really know how effective it is. I just kind of assume that it is. So let's go ahead and just start preparing our foods here. So we're going to use 3 major items. It's going to be our Edge Keeper knife and our chopper right here, our OXO chopper. And we're just going to use all these together to put our onions nice and prepared and get them into the freezer. And that's it. That's all I'm doing on this live stream. But let's go ahead and start to get these pieces together. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So let's go like this. How do I open this? Why is this difficult to open? Doesn't have to be. I am curious to know how sharp this blade is. I wonder how sharp this blade is. It looks pretty sharp, actually. So this is a scooping blade. Let's see. Why is this so hard to pull up? That's kind of weird that you have to pull it up from the blade. Does the blade look sharp? Nope, it's not sharp. You probably shouldn't test with your fingers, but I could tell. You could see that there's a density to it. There's a width. So very safe. All right. You could cut some bread, but you're not gonna need to chop your hands. You're not gonna chop your hands. So let's go ahead and put this to the side. And get some of our bags of ingredients here. Our excess bags. Starting to run out of our onions. Get our extra bags of onions here. And we're going to start the first one really just of cut onions. Sliced onions as opposed to, we're going to start our first as like sliced onions as opposed to chopped or diced onions or however you call them. But this is my favorite. We're just going over my favorite food hack this entire year, food prep hack. And I haven't really been cooking that long, but this is just what I picked up this year as far as favorite techniques and methods for prepping your food. And it can save you a lot of time. Let me bring my garbage can nearby. And of course, the first step is always just to get your onions peeled off. Gustavo Banegas, welcome. Thank you, Gustavo. Oh, look at this. Angale Morales sent a floating heart. Gustavo sent 100 something. That's cool. Great. Sent 100. There we go. 100. So, you know how you got to do this is you got to chop off the ends. That's the secret. You got to chop off the ends of each onion. And that's what we're going to start with. So that's what you got to start with. Chop off these ends first. I should probably empty my garbage can so that this becomes easier. I'm going to take a little break. Gamengo fans sent another 100. Look at that. 100. Look at these gifts. 100 times 11 times 13 times 14 times 15 times 16. 18. 18, 20, 22, 24. I'm going to say the numbers. Gamango. Every time I see it go up, I'm going to say Gamango, Gamango, Gamango. Gamango 44, Gamango 45, Gamango 47, Gamango 49, 51, 53, Gamango, Gamango, Gamango. How many times can I say Gamango before Gamango? Gamango, 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 Gamango. Every time that button gets tapped, Gamango, 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 Gamango. Gamango, 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 Gamango. I'm gonna keep saying that until it keeps going up. Gamango, 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 Gamango. I don't even know what that means. Gamango, Gamango, Gamango. Gamango, 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 Gamango. Oh, all right, that's it. He got sick of me saying it, but I think we all got the idea, right? So I think Gamango has sent us 100 or 200 something. Cone says shake some ass. Do you really want to see that? Do you really want to see shake some ass? All right, so thank you, Gamango, for tapping that button so many times. Ooh, you know, becoming a mod on this channel is not an activity you can really buy into. I mean, you know, hypothetically you could, but, and I really appreciate you requesting it, but, you know, per my live streams and everything, and per all of my my other live streams, it's really built on trust, you know? So I cannot offer you the moderator position right now. Only Asian dudes can have man buns and be cool. Is that true? Is that true? I mean, yeah, I could see that. It is definitely, you know, man buns were definitely a huge part of ancient Asian cultures, right? Japanese, Chinese. I don't know about if man buns were part of Korean culture, but definitely if you go back in like Japanese and Chinese culture, you'll see that many people had any forms of buns. So I could shake my bun. Who wants to see some bun shaking? Let's do some bun shaking here. There's some bun shaking. All right, so let's throw this part of the onion away. And then we're going to just chop off the ends of each of these onions here. Let's get the ends of each onion chopped so that it's easy to pull off so that it becomes easy to pull off the skins. So the goal is really just to do this so you can pull off the skins nice and easy. And with chopping onions, it's important to wash your hands after, because if you get onion juice into your eyes, it is painful. You won't be able to see for like a few minutes. It's very painful. Whatever is in onions. Like chopping onions doesn't make me cry, but definitely if I touch an onion and then touch my face, I will cry. Who wants to see a grown man cry? What's my diet? I don't really have a diet, although naturally I don't eat lots of sugar. I don't really eat lots of desserts or anything, and I eat lots of like chicken and stuff. This thing's in the way. I eat lots of chicken and beef, lots of protein, noodles, rice, of course, right? Like any staple of the Chinese, Asian diet, I think is pretty standard. I don't know of any Asian or even Asian Americans who do not enjoy noodles or rice. If you know one, please let me know. And you know, it's just so as far as those are my carbohydrates. Proteins, I eat pretty much anything. Chicken, pork. You know, I don't like mayonnaise. I think one rule that I learned over the years is anything white, like sugar, even flour, white rice, regular white bread, mayonnaise, white sauces are not the best for you. So I try to avoid that. That's what I usually try to avoid. So is it true that if you soak the onion in hot boiling water, it won't cause you to have tears? That I don't know. You've never seen me eat rice. Very suspicious. Well, you know what, Jesus? What do you think the suspicion suggests? Do you believe that I am not truly Asian or Chinese, or what? What kind of rice is best for you? I don't know. This is not a Carla. I really appreciate you asking these questions, and I really appreciate you jumping into this live stream and being a part of it and joining in conversations. But I don't know what kind of rice is best for you. This is not a. I'm not a nutritionist, so I want to be careful with how I present this information, because nutrition, health, these are all very, very important topics, and I highly recommend, if you're interested in this subject, you should go talk to your doctor and find out what's best for you. However, I do think that brown rice tends to have the most whole grains, or tends to be the most natural, whereas white rice tends to be more starchy. Therefore, the more whole your rice is, or the more granular or from natural source your rice is, the better. Which, from my understanding, that means brown rice. I've been wrong before. I don't know the exact science. I just know a couple things. So yeah, I really like brown rice. I eat mostly white rice though. I think brown rice is great. It's an acquired texture. White rice is just naturally more easy to consume, absorbs the flavors. Everybody loves white rice. This would be a fun little sculpture, just a sculpture of onions. All types of rice is good for you, unless you put ketchup on it. Where'd you get that? How did you come up with that? You must have seen that somewhere. No one just makes that up. Someone saw somebody putting ketchup on rice, which just sounds a bit weird. Although, not gonna lie, let's put that to the test, because Sibao says that, and I've definitely, and this is very taboo, eaten steak or some type of like hamburger meat with ketchup, and I'm pretty sure it has gotten on my rice. So, what do we say there? Am I proving Sibao wrong? Sibao wrong? No, it doesn't mean he's wrong. But here we go. So we got our veggies, we got our onions, and now let's start peeling off the skins here. Let's just start peeling off our onion skins. What a view. That's a funny view, right? Let's just aim it a little higher here. I'm going to aim it a little bit higher. So yeah, I like all rice. I don't think there's necessarily like a bad rice, right? Most rice is pretty good for you. It just depends on how much you eat. And honestly, I think it also comes down to your natural genetic disposition, I think. Because everybody's different, and depending on where your ancestors are from, that can actually affect your diet. They say the Mediterranean diet, I don't know the exact foods, the Mediterranean diet is very healthy. But I also heard somewhere that, for example, I'm Chinese. I have a hard time digesting cow milk, but I can eat dairy products. I'm not lactose intolerant totally. I just can't drink straight milk. So from my understanding, it's because there's a lot of Chinese people who are lactose intolerant, because China did not have a huge dairy presence when they started farming, many, many centuries ago. So they didn't really build the resistances genetically over time compared to, say, Europeans or, other cultures that had a huge, huge dairy presence. So that's when I say like how diet can be affected by your culture or by your, where you're from, that's what I mean. It's very specific to every different culture, right? But do I have the answer for all of them? No. So kitchen is 100% has a strong smell. Oh yeah, this kitchen smells like straight up onions right now. But I love the smell of onions. This is what I learned from street vendors in Los Angeles. If you ever have a chance to visit Los Angeles and go to like a street food event, what you're gonna smell is these people on the road, and they have food just ready. What is this? Is that mold? I hope it's not mold. It must be dirt. Dirt that got into the onion. I don't know what to do. Is that mold? What is this? There's this stuff on the inside of this onion, inside the skin. I don't know if it's mold or dirt, because onions come from the ground. They naturally have. What does anybody think? Is anybody an onion expert? I don't know what to do about that. Do I just chop it off? I wonder if it peels off. Let me just peel off one more layer and see what happens. The rest of the onion looks good. Alright, the rest of the onion looks good. If I just peel off that layer. So hopefully it's just the outer layer thing. Yeah, came right off. Alright. I think that's okay. Which reminds me, I should probably take off this brown layer of this onion too. Yeah, onions. I love the smell of onions. Oh yeah. So back to that conversation about street vendors in LA. They know how to make an absolutely delicious bacon, like a bacon wrapped, onion filled hot dog. And the secret ingredient when they cook those street food vendors, the secret ingredient really is just cooking onions and cooking bacon. That's their ingredient to entice people to be like, oh, this smells so damn good. I'm gonna spend, $10 on a hot dog right now. And the secret is really just onions and whatever I just said, onions and bacon. So right now, peeling these onions, and actually I might cook something afterwards. I don't know yet. Much more patient than you. It takes a whole top layer, then use the rest of the stock. Typically use the peel off the moldy part and never gotten sick as long as the onion isn't squishy. Well, thank you so much. Yummy, yummy rocks. Yummy, yummy rocks must also have a. Do you have a cooking channel? I just started this cooking stuff. Honestly, I don't know if it's mold. It looks more like dirt, but anyway, we're gonna freeze this and we're gonna usually cook these on like super high heat anyway. But that's a good trick to know. If the onion is squishy, then it's bad. So none of these onions, luckily, are squishy, but they were on a suspiciously low sale. It was 3 pounds for $5. No, 3 pounds for $2.50. So less than $1 a pound, which was a really good deal. So it was like 5 of these onions for $2 for five for $2.50. 50 cents an onion, which I think is a really good deal, especially for these onions, because ultimately, onions, unless I'm eating them raw, like on a hamburger or something, or very uncooked, I don't really care about their level of their level, because I'm gonna cook them at high heat anyway, because I want the onions' flavors and juices to meld into whatever dish I'm cooking. So the next hack I gotta learn is how to quickly. There's got to be a better way to peel onions and get that upper layer off. Let's see. I'm gonna get this last layer here. All right. So as long as they're not sticky is what Yummy Yummy Rocks says. You know, so Yummy Yummy Rocks, when it comes to patience, I gotta say that it helps. In case you're wondering, in case this matters to you, in case you've ever dreamed of starting a YouTube channel or wanted to do your own, wanted to get your cooking ideas out there, it helps if you're making it for a live stream. I've never worked in a kitchen. I don't ever plan to work in a kitchen because, you know, I just like to cook, but I don't necessarily feel like cooking as a kitchen person. But as far as that goes, you know, I think having a YouTube channel helps with anything you want to do. Like any hobby that you want to do, or like thing that you want to consult on, or business you want to start, it really does help to get on YouTube about it. Maybe not everything actually works with YouTube, but at least for me, you know, knowing that I can stream, that I can, you know, build a community, that I can share ideas with people, that actually motivates me to do some of this as well. So this is just a little pep talk. What's up, Cat Power? How you doing? So this is a little pep talk, right? Like, if I was just peeling onions, just sitting here by myself for a meal, I probably wouldn't take my time with it. I'd probably be much more rough, but it really is a bit motivating to know that you can at least do a live stream. And that's just only for anyone that wants to. So Cat Power, yes, I remember the name Cat Power. I don't know every word that you said to me, or, you know, how our interaction went exactly, but I definitely remember the name Cat Power. How do you forget a name like Cat Power? You can't. You don't. You can. There's lots and lots of people, but you don't usually. So there we go. Almost done with these onions. So what's going on, Kat? How do you want to be remembered? That's a good question, right? Let's talk about that. How do you want to be remembered, Cat Power? What do you want to be remembered for? If you leave this stream and you want to leave a everlasting memory into anybody's head here, how do you want to be remembered? How do you want them to see and think of you the next time you're in this live stream? Sometimes people don't think about that, you know? They don't think about, like, it's easy to forget because we're just being who we are, right? But we really can set the standard for how people see us, perceive us. And it's so easy, right? Like, if you wear a suit anywhere, people will perceive you differently than if you wear a I don't know. Just pick anything. Anything other than a suit, people will perceive you differently than if you wore a suit. 100%. And then, what type of suit you wear, people will judge you. But day to day, I think people don't really think about that. How does the outside world see me? How do I want them to see me? It comes a lot with branding, right? Like, branding, how do you want people to see you? How do they think you are? And there we go. Onions. Christine, I love onions. I have built a little onion. This is my onion sculpture here. Got a little onion sculpture going on. Let's take a look at this. I want to wash my hands before I use my phone here. let's see this right here. This little onion sculpture. Look at this little beautiful little onion sculpture we built. Let's go like this. We're gonna switch this around. Do the sculpted onions. How can I? What's a good like position? How I'm trying to do like photography again, and right now I'm trying to figure out what a good angle is for this. All this stuff in the background has to go. That's a good start. So move this somewhere else for now. All right, get this out of the way. Excuse me. I know all of you can hear every single gurgle and gargle that I make. All right, let's put it right here. No, no. Oh, dang. Hold on. No. Gonna have to rinse these onions off. We'll be back in just after this brief message. After this brief moment, we'll be right back. How did I do that? Why did that happen? All right, so let's go like this. We're gonna create a sculpture right now. This is a artwork. All right, let's do this. I like this. I'll be right back. This is hide live video, green screen. I need to. This is gonna be a photo right here. Hold on one sec. All right, we're back. Let's get back to our designated show. Get back to our designated show here, chopping and cleaning onions. So let's see, we're gonna set this, move this back right here. Let's go like this. All right. So what do we want to do? We want to get some of these onions chopped and ready to go. Let's see. Clean this off. So we want some chopped onions and some regular onions. Some sliced onions. That's the word I was looking for. Sliced onions. Some chopped onions, some sliced onions. Finally got some real vegetables, Omizu. Real vegetables. And where we put this, we're going to stick these in an onion bag and we're going to freeze them. That is the hack that we're doing, by the way. This is the hack. Life hack for food prep is just preparing onions by freezing them up. And that's what we're going to do for the rest of the live stream, is just chop the rest of these onions. Not that many. And then, actually, you know what? I might cook some beef hot dogs. I don't have any bread. Oh yeah, I have some bread. That's good. I don't have hot dog bread, but I've got bread. I'm not much of like a sandwich hot dog guy, but every once in a while, they get me on a sale or something. pull this all up. Throw these all into the bag here. There we go. And this apartment just absolutely reeks of onions right now. It's actually starting to I'm starting to feel it in my eyes, honestly. Usually I have to accidentally poorly wash my hand and then scratch my eye, and that's when it really hits me. But today I'm feeling it. It is going up into my eye cavities, and I'm definitely noticing the ingredients in onions that makes you tear up. And these onions, these 10 onions, I've got about 10 onions, they'll probably last me a good dozen meals or so. So that's a long time. That's some good food prep right there. Some easy food prep, just get these onions stored up, and that's it, right? Zip it up and put it away until you need them in the freezer. It's that simple. Simple food prep. It takes a while though. You got to chop and dice and whatever. Zip that up right there. Stick it in the freezer. I think if you really want to be super professional about it and organized, you would write a date on it, but I'm not going to. Because these are all going to get used within the month. Totally. Within a month. All going to be used. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5. And there's 3 in there. So there's about 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. So there's probably 7. So I need to cut. I'm going to chop 7 and then dice the rest. So that's my goal. Chop I want to slice 7, dice the rest. There we go. Boom, boom. Make fun of my cutting technique if you like. But more importantly, rather than cutting technique, which you could go to a different YouTube channel for if you like, we've got food prep technique. Food prep is so great because you could prepare things and you could you're hungry in Seattle. Ooh, well, if you're ever in Los Angeles, if you do make it to Los Angeles, and I'm doing a live stream, I would potentially bring somebody food. Potentially, if they're in this live stream, just for the adventure of live streaming. I made that offer a couple times. No one's ever taken me up on it. Here we go. I shall bring you a slice of onion. That'd be a cool idea though. If you're a live streaming food artist and you want to build up your account, you can make deals with people or restaurants that you'll bring them something funny, like 1 slice of onion. Say I brought this 1 slice of onion to Mastro's, to their chef, just for the heck of it. I made a whole live stream about it. There's a great idea for any live streamers out there. Or bringing an ingredient to a chef and then having them make a meal with it. But you gotta do it all the way from the beginning. It can't be this long edited, highly edited, perfect video. It's got to be live and fun. It could be either way, but the best way is how I'm saying it, because I know the best way to do things. But it's also stuff you don't really see often, right? Because everything's so highly edited nowadays that anybody who live streams is oh wow, they're actually, they don't have they're actually doing it. They're a real person. They're a live, real person. And it's kind of funny, right? I hear about this in art. A lot of artists are complaining that they're getting called out as AI and that they have to show the process of their work. Otherwise, people don't take them seriously or they consider them AI. I should throw these little pieces away. Little pieces that are on the end here. What's up, Pookie? What are you doing, little girl? It's my cat. My little cat. So, Christine. What do you cook? Do you like to cook, Christine? Do you make anything? 5, 6, 7. All right, so we've got about 7 here, so which is perfect. We're going to start dicing them. And how are we going to dice them? We need to chop our onion into at least 2 pieces. You know, I should keep a couple of these to saute because I want to make a hot dog. So I'm going to grab a couple of these just to saute. I need to put them in a little pan. Grab a little pan here. We'll grab another one of these onions. Want a couple onions. Why does this have like white stuff on it? It's so weird. So we've got a new dishwashing machine, but the problem with it is that it's not that effective, and we keep depending on it to wash our dishes. When I say we, I mean I like to hand wash everything because I don't trust dishwashers, mechanical dishwashers to do the job. Unless they prove themselves, right? The mechanical dishwasher, but it's not. It keeps leaving these residues that I'm not cool with when I cook. So we're gonna throw this on. Let's dry this off actually. We're gonna let it heat up on the stove here, just to get rid of the water content. And we're gonna let these onions be our cooking onions. So just put that off to the side here. These are our onions for our hot dog meal. What is all the onion for? So all the onion is for food prep. We're gonna food prep. This is all for another night, or maybe later today. But basically, just leaving these onions. This is my favorite food hack of the year. Is just getting a bunch of onions or veggies, whatever veggies you need, mostly bulbous veggies because they're mostly for flavor, and taking them, storing them, freezing them. I'm about to stick this one in the freezer. This way we have onions for when I want to cook, and I don't have to chop onions every single time. And then, especially if you're able to find sales on your onions and stuff, it's very you could save a lot of money too. That's not the biggest benefit of doing this. So we're going to chop this onion in half. I'm going to chop all these onions in halves. Actually, no, I should do quarters. Let's do quarters so that we can dice them using we're going to dice them. We're going to dice them. Oh, those are different quarters, but that's okay. So we're just preparing these to get diced up. Dicing it up, baby. Dice and slice and dice. All right, there we go. And these onions into a nice little pile here. this, and one more. Food prep is great. I love doing food prep now. And here's the final handy little tool that we're going to use. We're going to use this nice little OXO chopper. And the reason why we had to chop these into little quarters is because, you know, let me prepare my cooking surface real quick. And throw on some sesame oil onto my cooking surface. And then put my onions there this way. This way I don't have to worry about these onions getting in the way. Throw these onions on top. So here we go. There's some oil in this pan. I'm going to use this to cook a two beef bratwurst hot dogs. Just letting the onions soak for a minute before I get into it all, before I start cooking. But let's see. Here we go. Get a nice chop, chop, chop. Don't need it to get too chopped, right? Look at that. Just a nice chop. Get them nice and chopped. Do this for a few of them. There's another one. There's another one. About 10 chops is enough, I think. Let's do another one right here. Go 12 on that one. And it's okay if we still have a big chunk. But now we just got to scrape this all into our little scraper tool here. I just got this today, by the way. So this is really just to help scrape your food into a device here. That way you don't lose any of it. Let's see, I'm going to go into here. I don't know if it's as effective as I think it's going to be because the way I made it work, but honestly, it might even be faster with just using my hands. Let's go like this. Yeah, for the way I work, speed and efficiency. I don't know if this is going to work out. Yeah, I don't know. This might be too big. This might work for like other things, but not what I'm doing. So we're just going to use our good old hands here. Use our hands for this. Use our hands for this. There we go. Yep, so this tool could come in handy, but not this time. I could see it being very useful, it's just not right now. Alright, so let's do some more of this. Go 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then another one right next to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's do another one right next to it. Very straightforward food prep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's really all you need. Like 10 per quarter of an onion. Just like 10 little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's get another one right in this little corner right here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. And Zora Fakidi or Fakidi has arrived. They say hello. They say hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Should have just left the door unlocked.
Oh no, I'm prepping onions and I'm about to cook, so I need the air.
Oh, okay. You needed to leave.
Oh yeah, no, I'm prepping onions real quick, and I'm gonna eat lunch. Get business.
Hope I got the right stuff. I never know.
Can you open the windows again? I mean the door. Thanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What'd you say?
Window or door?
Window. I mean door. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. And this is absolutely my favorite food prep hack.
Oh.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Just makes it so easy. All your food's gonna be ready to start prepping with. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And all you need to do is just pull it out of the freezer, throw a bunch into a wok. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This thing is great. It actually does a fantastic job. It's very specific though. It doesn't work on like everything. Like, you know, you have to chop your onion. You have to get your onions a little bit smaller. Otherwise, the onion's going to be too big for the chopper. Pretty easy. Put these onions in here. Close up this one. Oh, Scout's there to see ya.
Yeah, she's always curious.
Now we're gonna need another bag. Let's get another one of these bags open. So what's everybody's favorite dish? Anybody got a favorite dish? Of course everybody has a favorite dish. My favorite dish that I have yet to make, because it seems complicated, is I would love to know how to make soup dumplings. But it really seems like a process that not everyone is cut out for. That's not cut out for everybody. And I feel like the rewards of actually making my own wouldn't be worth it compared to just eating at a restaurant. But I love soup dumplings. Let's go like right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Drop that right there. Do another one. Drop that right there. Another one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right there. Almost done here. Almost done with the food prep, and then we're about to make the most basic possible meal ever. Is a beef brat sandwich. I don't even have a hot dog run, so we're just gonna make it in a regular piece of bread. Maybe not a regular piece of bread, a special piece of bread. And I just got my freezer just filled with frozen veggies that are ready to go. But it just makes it so easy to do this all at once. I mean, honestly, my next step is probably to just buy all this already prepared. To buy all this ready to go. Chopped onions. I don't think they usually sell chopped onions though. Or if they do, it's really expensive. You know, you get like one chopped onion for like the price of like 5. Right? So you're doing like one chopped onion for like the price of 5.
I guess that's it. How can I miss?
Almost there. Do you want a hot dog?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or beef brat, I should say.
Yeah.
No. Well, maybe a little bit.
Something in this bowl. Oh no, it's the peanut soy. The peanut. That's good too.
Oh, my eyes are definitely starting to tear up now. That's the trick, though. If you want a fake cry.
Yeah.
But the problem is that there's a difference between fake crying because you're sad about something and fake crying because your eyes are burning from onions. If you can separate that, if you can figure out how to make that, make that different.
How did Joey do it? He kept the safety pin in his pocket. Remember Joey from Friends? He kept a safety pin in his pocket. To stab himself. Look at all that blood.
No, he didn't stab himself. He grabbed his thing with it. It was a tweezer.
Oh, right.
He used tweezers and he would like pull at his thing.
Okay.
That was the joke.
That's horrible.
Yeah. I think it was a tweezer. It might have been something else.
No, I think you're right.
But there's a difference in the type of crying that happens in those situations, which is the amusing thing, right? That's the acting. That's where the acting comes in. How do you make it? How do you make crying convincing and not just look like that you had onions squirted into your eyes?
Feel emotions. Oh, the shelf. Stuff falls off. What?
That's because you lean on it.
No, I wasn't even touching it.
Yes, you were touching it. Obviously, you were touching it. It didn't just move by itself.
It didn't move. I knocked stuff off of it.
Okay, so you touched it.
No, I touched the stuff that was on it.
All right, so you knocked the stuff off on purpose.
Yes, not on purpose. Jeez. Putting words in my mouth.
All right, we're gonna clean off some of this stuff though. This chopper. So this chopper is actually pretty handy. All right.
Knock the water off. Knock the other stuff.
So this chopper is actually pretty easy to clean. It's like you saw a roach? Where? Where'd you see a roach?
In our place?
Yes. No, they didn't see a roach. But we don't have roaches. But if you did, definitely point it out on the live stream. Feel free to zoom back and post it onto my live stream. Whatever works. So we're going to clean this off. This is very dangerous, by the way. These are some very sharp. This is a very sharp tool that is not meant for everybody to clean with. Behind the pitcher. Ooh, behind the pitcher. Are you sure it wasn't just... Are you sure it wasn't just an imagination? Or a cat? Could have been a cat. We do have cats here. Alright. Well, if you can zoom back and find it, let me know. Because then I need to call an exterminator to exterminate the little beast. Alright, so I'm just going to rinse these off. Rinse this baby off. And throw this back in. Put this back on top. Let's see, like that. There we go. Slide that back in. We're just gonna let it air dry over here. Just let that baby air dry. Clean off our knife too. We gotta wash our knife. Wash and rinse immediately. You know, my cats are absolutely great roach hunters. It would not be they have definitely found roaches before, and the next day they are totally disemboweled. Their bodies are all separated, their legs, like my cats are just straight up killers, because I've seen roaches with like 5 different body parts, their body parts separated, only probably because of my cats. That was the only explanation that could have happened to the roaches. So if you were to say that you saw a roach here, I would think that our cats would have killed it first, which is why I don't believe you. But if you saw one, let me know. We have had them. We have had a problem. Not a huge problem, but it's a thing that we look out for. Our cats take care of us. That's another reason to have cats, by the way, is that they help to keep your home safe from pests. All right, so let's see. Just do some cleaning before we get on with our day. Get on with the rest of our cooking here. All right, here we go. I guess a real streamer would be like, whoa, where? Let's hunt for the roach. That would be the best, like, stream, right? If I started freaking out for entertainment and then I started, like, hunting down, looking all over, that would entertain somebody. I should do that next time. I should have somebody, pay somebody, like Ken Amaro, to say, oh my god, I just saw a roach. And then fakely freak out just to make a big scene, show about it. And then pretend like I'm searching for it. That's what reality TV is, though, right? You create a situation and you get a bunch of people to pretend like it's real. All right, so that's done. We're gonna cook a little bit here. Let's do some cooking. Remember those onions that we had all prepared and everything? This is what they're for, just so we have them ready for moments like these. Cooking moments like these. Let's see, right here. So if I'm gonna make 3 hot dogs, I probably want a few more onions. We're gonna use some of these that were already prepared, but this bag is broken, so we gotta get rid of these. Okay. This bag was broken, so we're gonna have to use them up anyway at some point. Need some tongs. Get our tongs. Get this on some nice high heat here. Cat, I'm just gonna use regular bread, okay? Huh? 1, 2, 3 slices of bread. Alright, you're not gonna see any fancy cooking here right now. It's just me laying out bread. Let's get our smoked brats. Beautiful, beautiful brats here. Get our brats going. Get one thrown onto here. I don't know why we need to do this, but I think you're supposed to cut the center. What's expiration date on these? 2/28, so they don't expire till 2026. Okay, I was just checking, because I don't know how long they were in my fridge for. But this is freshly open pack. I thought they'd been in there for a while, but I was wrong. So I don't know why people actually do this, but I think you're supposed to split the brat. If I had bacon, this would be extra great. Darth Davis, what's up? What's up, Darth D? D the Darth D. Darth D. I let these onions soak into here as well. Get them nice and brown. This is a really, really strong stove top, so we're going to let this simmer for a minute. You know what? I wish I had a cover for this. I don't have a small cover. Do I? I guess I could use this. I really wanted to use it for my tea. This is a tea that I heat up on a daily basis. These onions get nice and brown, golden brown. Everybody loves a nice golden brown onion, right? Yo, Darth Davis sent the happy poo. The happy poop. What's up, man? How are you? What's up, Darth D? Can you see into my soul? What can you learn about me as a person by looking into my eyes? Happy poop. Thank you so much. We all love a happy poop. It is one of the greatest gifts you can receive, a happy poop. Let's go. So how are these looking? Darth, what have you been up to in these past 24 hours? How has your life changed in 24 hours? A lot can happen. How has your life been transformed? You know, some of these onions are starting to cook pretty heavy, so let's see. Get them. I'm gonna get them nice and juicy. Nice juicy onions. See, this is what we did all that prep work for. So those of you asking, you know, so I can do dishes like these regularly without worrying about having to, you know, prepare it. And here we go. A nice, you know, get this, you know what, let me get another one on here. Let me get another one. Let's get one. And then two. Now we got two. That should be good to go. Hopefully we'll eat these within the next couple of days. So we're just kind of seal them up. And let's get a little slice into them. So each of these needs some slices, I think. That's the tradition, you get them sliced in. There we go. I love them when they got this like extra crispy outside. So Kat, yours is ready.
Awesome.
Let me wrap it up for you. And
Mustard. You still on camera?
There you go, right here. Yes.
Can you grab some mustard for me, please?
Do we have any?
Yeah. Right on the side.
We got the happy poo, happy poo. My life is complete. My stream is complete with the happy poo. Let's let this cook for a minute or two. See all the smoke building. It's on a very high heat. Usually I consider them ready, because I think typically these are pretty much fully cooked. But usually I consider them ready when the inside of these little parts are a little bit charred. And I only cover it, you know, covering it is really just the process of like letting the heat kind of stay in there and letting it cook all around rather than just burning from the bottom, right? It lets you cook all around and maybe even smoke it a little, you know, smoke the sausages. Almost done. Who likes a good hot dog? So this isn't just any hot dog. This is a brat. A brat. I don't know the difference. I'll have to ask Alexa, but supposedly there's a brat and, like, you know, a typical American pork sausage. Alright, here we go. Look how juicy that is. Look at those juices coming out. Look at those juices flowing out of this beautiful brat. I think brats in general taste better. I don't know the difference between a brat and a regular hot dog, but a brat is what? Sausage? Oh. Well, isn't a hot dog sausage? Hold on. You have to explain to me after I can hear you. Alright, a little longer. Let's give it another 30 seconds here. I think that should be enough. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. The final countdown. Let's go turn this off and let it just sit in there for like the last 10 seconds. It's not necessary to, you know, take it off, especially if the heat's still really high in there. And here we go. Look at these. Delicious looking brats. We'll lay that right on top of my buns there. And there we got it. Here is our brat. And that is our meal. And I'm going to go eat this in peace. But those of you that have tuned in, thanks. Maybe one day I will do longer streams where, like, each moment through my day is connected. But we're going to wrap this up and hope everybody else has a good lunch later or whatever. And take care. I hope this was helpful. Good night. Oh yeah, one final shout out to everybody that contributed gifts. Darth Davis and let's see. Let's go to Darth Davis, Gamengo fan, Angale Morales. Yes, wonderful. Thank you all. And Omizu as a subscribing member of this channel. And let's go wrap up for the day. For now. Not for the day, for now.